Hang on a second. I'm gonna make an announcement on my Discord.
Look favorably upon this sacrifice.
They can watch the YouTube video.
Jennifer!
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no real boss fight with this thing. I forgot. Yeah. It's one of the many things that got cut to get it out in time. Because it was just sucking money out of Namco. They basically fired the original developers, Bottle Rocket, and they're like, okay, you guys are taking too long. And they went in and they tried to like make something like sellable. And they didn't bother, like, whatever they were working on, they're like, whatever, just cut it. It's kind of sad. It's a fucking awesome game. Oh. That's it. That's it. We did it. We did it. I hope it's not too loud. I don't want to change it because I'm recording it so I can mix it later. But if I change the volume too many times, it'll just make it awkward to mix it. It'll be harder.
You can watch stars burn out and civilizations rise and fall. But when that payback finally comes around, there's not a second of all that waiting that ain't been worth it. Hey, what do you think you're doing? We got a deal, remember?
When's it gonna pop? When's it gonna pop?
Let me go! It's over! Our deal was to save Jen, and she's safe now. You sure are.
5 hours, dude. In 5 hours.
You checked on your girl lately? What are you talking about?
This game makes for a fun evening. Like playing through Bioshock or something.
Lenora, my love. At last, you have come back to me. I'm here. Lenora, I've been waiting so long for you. My beloved.
Sub 6 run? Added to the leaderboards.
You okay?
A burgeoning Splatterhouse speedrunner here. Oh, there's that theme.
Jen?
Rick, darling. It's good to be back.
Was Jen possessed by Lenora? Did Dr. West succeed in bringing back his long-lost wife? Is Rick responsible for the events of the game? Those answers and more will probably never be answered definitively because this game did not do well when it came out. And I think Namco just published it to get a little bit of their money back. This game's development life is like a sad story. I love that theme. I love it so much. I love it too. It's really good. I'm a big fan of like the Famicom, like mid late 80s, early 90s music, like 8-bit and 16-bit, because you have to have like strong melody. There's not too many sound channels that have a strong melody. Like I was rocking out to some old Castlevania tracks when I was in the gym. I was in the gym legit like listening to the soundtrack to Belmont's Revenge on the Game Boy. Praying Hands is a fucking amazing track. Like, Praying Hands is up there with Bloody Tears from Castlevania 2. Alright, so the platinum hasn't popped yet, but Drake, usually this is the part in the show where I talk about it. And I make sure I'm recording because I don't know what it's going to sound like when I put it on YouTube. Okay. This is day 3. No, this is day 4. There's 2 days for the first playthrough, 1 day for the arena challenges, and 1 day for the hardest mode playthrough. So I haven't spent that much time with Splatterhouse, but those were an amazing fucking 4 days. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't want to oversell it if you go out and get it for yourself, but I feel right now the way I did when I played God of War 2 just a couple months ago. I feel the way I feel right now when I played God of War 1 for the first time back when I was like, I think 15 or so. No, God of War came out, I was 17? I was like 17 or 18 years old. I feel the way I felt when I played those games for the first time. There is so much creativity in this game, so much imagination, and so many callbacks to like the previous game in the series, which I'm like a sucker for. I'm a sucker for like Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's a joy to play. There are minor issues. There's audio glitches everywhere. The load times. There's many times where I had to like restart the game because like a thing didn't load right. The enemy health bars are really finicky. Like whatever enemy you're facing is supposed to tell you what their health bar is, but sometimes an enemy will die next to them and the health bar will just be empty for a while and you won't know how much health they have, which is important because you don't know if you want to use a special move or not and like save your meter. But I guess the game's not really that hard even on its hardest difficulty, so it kind of doesn't matter. Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the story. The story is delightfully simple. The story is your girl is kidnapped, save her. It's like Super Mario Brothers, but it works. It's effective. It's fine. There's other stuff going on. There's the world ending, and you ultimately save the world. But the important thing and the focus is always on saving your girl, on saving someone you can like reach out and touch. You know, saving, like, it's a personal journey to the character, and I'm a big fan of like personal journeys. It keeps it simple and to the point, especially in a game like this. A game like this would just be bogged down with anything more than what they try to do with the story. And there is story here. There is like backstory and there's lore, mostly in the diary entries, which is kind of like, you know, BioShock did it. Now every fucking game does it. You know, the audio logs, the entries, the whatever. Maybe System Shock 2 started it, but anyway. But there is more to the story than just, dude, save your girl. But the story does not get in the way of anything else. They never really stop and make you like listen to anything that goes on in the story. The only time the game stops for a cutscene that involves story is when you're trying to save your girl. All that other stuff about Dr. West and like the corrupted and trying to save his wife and blah blah blah, it's there, but thankfully it's not up front and center. Okay, the gameplay. I liked figuring this game out. So I love God of War 1, but square square triangle will carry you through the entire game. The Plume of Prometheus will carry you through the entire fucking game. The grab move, just grabbing enemies, and Plume of Prometheus, and maybe LR. I forget what L1R is, but like just like 2 or 3 moves will carry you through the whole game. You got like 15 combos, but those moves will carry you through the whole game. In this game, most of your combos end up pretty fucking worthless. Like they end up like not meaning much. There's a few overpowered moves that kind of make the combo system irrelevant. The only time you would rarely, if ever, use combos in this game. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be swinging a weapon or using the weapon grab move to get back energy to do your special moves. The arenas require that. The arenas are like the highest difficulty thing there is because you have to kill enemies in a certain time limit. And the only way to do it is with weapons and efficient use of the meter. This is it. Dreams of the Dead? That's hard mode. The house that West built? Make the voices stop. Platinum trophy. Oh. Platinum number 74. Let's sync this bad boy right here. Oof. This is a surprisingly easy aim platinum, to be honest. There's not even a trophy guide for this thing on PSN profiles. PlayStationTrophies.org lists this as a 6 out of 10. No way is it a 6 out of 10. Absolutely not a 6 out of 10. Hell no, not a 6 out of 10. Not when God of War 2018 is a 4 out of 10. There's nothing in this game as hard as the Valkyrie Queen. Well, the Valkyrie Queen only took me like an hour. It wasn't too bad. But anyway, about the gameplay. The arena, I love challenge modes in games. I absolutely adore them. I love the idea that the developers are so confident in their combat system that they're willing to push it as far as it can go. And I also love the idea that during the main game, they're somehow like holding back. And the challenge mode is where they just like throw you in the deep end and see how well you've like mastered the combat system. I love the challenge modes in Arkham Asylum or in all the Arkham games. I love the score system in the combat. I love the Predator challenges. I love the arena challenges because it's all about speed. You don't get any. There are secret challenges, but as far as I can tell, they don't do a goddamn thing for you. It's all about speed. Like the only way to get an S rank and the only way to like get the platinum trophy to get S ranks in all the missions is speed. And you're like, okay, what's the fastest way to kill enemies? Well, your combos are incredibly slow when it comes to killing enemies. Like they're not a really good way to kill the enemies at all. What works far better is weapons. Damn it. I just tried to update the banner in my own Discord. Wah wah. I guess that's what happens when it's almost midnight and you're trying to do this. Anyway, so the fastest way to kill enemies in this game is with your special meter. So you basically have three things you can do with your meter. You can do the splatter smash, which is basically like a linear smash in front of you. It can also be an AoE around you if you jump up before you do it. You have splatter slash, which is fucking garbage, but you got to do it 100 times for the trophies. And you have berserker mode. And berserker mode is really nice because in berserker mode you have infinite meter, so you can spam smashes over and over and over and over and over again. And there's really only one time in the entire game where that's damn near essential, and that's for the double Rick fight at the end, which is easily the hardest part of the game. It can fuck you up because they no sell all your attacks. They don't flinch for anything, except for your special abilities. But they can even interrupt your special abilities. So it's the way I did it was I went full berserker and I just spammed smash again and again and again and again and again, and almost killed one and got other one's life really low. And then I just tried to like stick and move and like wipe them out one at a time, and it worked. I did a first try on the hardest difficulty. Fucking uber gamer right here. No, not really at all. Not really at all. I suck at video games. But no, it was really fun to figure out the combat. It was really fun to figure out what moves work and what moves didn't. It was really fun, like managing your meter, always making sure you had enough. If like a random mini boss is going to come out of nowhere, the little enemies, what the little enemies really are, is there ways to build your meter up. Like if you're attacking them with like punches and kicks, like you're not doing it right. Like grab them, tear off a limb, and use that limb to do weapon kills, because weapon kills gives you a full bar of meter, and the full meter is 6 bars. So if there's 7 enemies in front of you, you take out one, get his arm, and you get all the other enemies, and you'll have a full meter. And so when the mini bosses come in, you have a full meter to just like fuck them up. And if things are really bad, you can go berserk mode, which fully heals you and gives you infinite meter for, I don't know, I think like 10 seconds. So there's a lot of strategy when it comes to like this meter, like this fucking meter, man. I've never played a game where like your magic meter or your blood meter, whatever the fuck they call it, I think necrometer, is like so important. Like there's one fight in the game where they take all your meter away from you, and you have to fight them with like no meter, and it's like the hardest fight in the game because you don't have those special abilities available to anyone. Oh yeah, your meter can also heal you, like straight up, and the more enemies around you, the more it'll heal you for. So there's a lot of strategy to this game, and it's weird because a lot of the reviews I read of the time period and a lot of like stuff people said, like if you just like YouTube this game, probably the first thing you're gonna see is Happy Video Game Nerd. And Happy Video Game Nerd's like, I like this game, but there's problems, and he talks about the shallow combat system, and it's like, maybe I'm just an absolute fucking moron, but I thought there was a lot here. I thought there was a lot to figure out. And just the importance of meter and how I use it. Like in God of War, there's very limited times you can get your magic meter back. You know, like there's there's certain types of enemies, if you kill them in a certain way, it gives you magic back. Okay, but like you're probably gonna learn to fight without magic for the most part, except like when you really need it. In this game, your meter is basically mandatory for like half the game, so you need to figure out a way to like manage it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get your ass handed to you again and again and again and again. So meter management is crucial to figuring this game out, and it was so much fun. Going through those arenas was so much fun. It was like I was finally getting the game. Like even though I beat it already, I was finally understanding the game. All right, bottom line, you should play this game. It's pretty expensive now. I got it as a gift, but before I got it, I was looking online, like 50, $60. I mean, it's 12 years old. And it didn't sell that well when it came out. It was probably really cheap for a while, but oh yeah, the original trilogy of Splatterhouse games, the ones that came out on the TurboGrafx and the Genesis, are in this game, the full game. Like I don't think many companies would do that. I think nowadays companies would be like, okay, here's the remake, and we'll sell you the original games on PlayStation Network and Xbox, whatever the fuck they call their shit, you know, as like a package deal. They would never put full games as unlockables nowadays because they're like, that's money we could be losing, you know. And we own the games. Why not fucking sell them separately? Throw some trophies on there because fucking losers like Kashmir Z will go for it. Anyway, bottom line, I really enjoyed this game. I had a fucking blast with it. I enjoyed it more than Horizon Forbidden West. Alright, end the review. What's that, 22 minutes? 22 minutes is good enough. Fuck it.